What an excrement show that's going on in Afghanistan. And having been there twice, I thought I would opine because I seem to disagree just a little bit with something that everybody has said. A lot of conservative and libertarian people that I respect and listen to seem to have forgotten why we're there. We had no business being there in the first place. We finally got it out, but we did it the wrong way. We all see what's going on and can kind of universally agree that the way this pullout is happening is not the way we wanted to see it. That's an excrement show. I mean, geez almighty. But I've heard some people saying, no endless wars, and we had no business being there in the first place. What, did you forget what happened 20 years ago? Oh, we had every business being there, every right and every reason, every reason, let's use that word, to go in there after what happened in 2001, September 11th. That's where the attack came from. That's where Al-Qaeda was. Now, after we got there and uprooted Al-Qaeda and the Taliban, kind of didn't know what to do after that, and that was the problem. But then you get into this no endless wars thing. Well, that's a platitude, because these people, whether it's Al-Qaeda, ISIS, whoever you want, they're going to have an endless war against us. Period. I think Dan Crenshaw, the Representative Dan Crenshaw, is about the only one who kind of pointed this out so far that I've seen. Probably others, but of the articles that I've read and videos I've seen. They're going to have an endless war against us. This is an ideological and religious war against Western civilization. Now, that doesn't mean you just feed the military-industrial complex with, war profits or whatever and do nation building for the sake of nation building. But somewhere between that and isolationism, complete isolationism, you got something else that you could be doing. Just because you've got one set of boots on the ground, there's soldiers in there, doesn't mean it's an endless war. We don't have an endless war in Germany. We still got troops there. You don't understand, we should have had pulled out a long time ago. Well, again, we can argue what we did after we got there. And here's the thing, though. What the wizards of smart and the pointy-headed intellectuals and all the so-called experts with their Ivy League degrees didn't understand. These people are religious fanatics. And you're not going to just say, hey, accept democratic republicanism and freedom and liberty and all that great stuff just because it's great. They're going to say, go to hell, that violates our religion. You can't make a secular argument against religious. Try that with the Amish. Now, granted, the Amish are not bothering anybody, but try to say, hey, if you accept, you look at all the great things, TV and automobiles. Wouldn't you like that? Wouldn't that be great? So, yeah, but we would rather prefer living a harsher life and adhering to our religious beliefs than accept comfort and all the modern amenities. Again, the Amish aren't trying to blow anybody up. So, but you can't go in there and make this argument that, hey, treat women really great because that's really great. So unless you're going to go in there and start handing out Bibles, you're just spinning your wheels. Well, maybe there's another way. And I don't know. That's another discussion. But you have to address the religious and ideological elephant in the room that's driving this war that they have against us. That's the endless war. If there is one, if there is no way to end this, it's on their side. The way to end this is to somehow combat that religious ideology. And the pullout, geez almighty. And everybody's been blaming every administration. This is the fourth administration to deal with this, to have troops in Afghanistan. I'm going to tell you, it is solely, this fiasco is solely on the current occupant of the office, the former Vice President Joe Biden. plan to withdraw that Trump had, a lot better. We would have been out by May. It was based on conditions that would have been met by May. And maybe this would have happened anyway if we had left. But at least we wouldn't have been there. We wouldn't have this. Hands would have been washed of this. And one thing I don't get, and here's another thing. You get all these people in Afghanistan, they're dying, clamoring to get dudes hanging on the side of a C-17 as it's taking off, and I'm not sure how you thought this was gonna work out in your favor, hanging on to the side of a jet. You had the guts to do that, but you didn't have the guts to fight the Taliban. That's why they took over so damn fast. Now there are Northern Alliance is coming back into view, and Massoud, the son of other Massoud, who was assassinated before September 11th. He's rallying Northern Alliance guys. That's good. All right, yay for that. Let's support those guys. Let them fight the fight. But how did the Taliban take over so fast when there's not popular support for them? There's so many people who don't want to live under the Taliban rule. Because they're freaking cowards. That's all I see. Cowardism. They're trying to get on a plane. I see pictures of inside these planes, like 100 dudes, like military age, fighting age men. Screw them, unless they were they've got credentials saying that they worked for us, they were an interpreter. Screw them. Get the women and children. What happened to women and children first? Women trying to throw their infant and toddlers over razor wire to try and get them out. I got more sympathy for them because they're kids, man. I see them. I see my kids. They didn't ask for this. You want to talk about complete innocence? If you're going to get anybody out, grab the women and children. Get them out. And then anybody who actually did legitimately work with us and for us. But there can't be that many people filling up these aircraft, these men. Hey, why don't you stay there and why don't you fight the Taliban? We'll give you some weapons, too. I'll make that deal. Deal I'll take today. So, just what an excrement show. I don't know how or why they left Bagram, Kandahar, Herat, city out west in western Afghanistan. They just pulled up and left. Like, there's a way to withdraw. It's hard because you got to form a cordon, a perimeter, as you pulling people out, and then who pulls security for the guys who are doing the security, who get to when they get on the airplane. There's a way to do it. It's just hard. But to have just Kabul left, you didn't keep Bagram. One thing I heard was that Bagram, like the commander there, just left on an airplane. The Americans just in the dead of night pulled the Indianapolis Colts when they left Baltimore for Indianapolis. In the middle dead of night, and then the Afghans that they were working with woke up one morning and said, where'd the Americans go? Man, if that's at all true, that's not the way you withdraw. I mean, you should have held these airports. Shouldn't have let... a couple months ago, I think it was June or July, heard that the Taliban had taken control like 90% of the border crossings. Don't let that happen. You get everybody out that you want out, and you do it in a way that you've controlled, the 4 major airports and border crossings, so you can vet these people as you get them out, and then pull the last troop out, and that's it. How hard that is. I can't blame Biden, actually, though. I can't blame former Vice President Biden, because I know he ain't calling the shots. I guarantee you that. He doesn't even know. I think he has to be reminded every so often that he's actually occupying the office of president. But, you know what? So maybe it's not Biden's fault, but it is definitely this administration. Whoever's pulling the strings, making these decisions, is dumb. And I got one last thing to say. Hey, you never Trumpers, so-called conservatives and libertarians, Republicans who are never Trumpers, are you happy now? You happy? Trump's not in it. At least Trump's not making mean tweets anymore. Well, all right. That's enough of that. Be excellent to each other. Sic Semper Tyrannis, and long live the Republic.